I promised that I would come back with this guitar after a setup, and I just like this P90 neck pickup on this. It sounds really nice. Um, get some really cool tones out of it, but I don't like the bridge pickup at all. It's way too shrill for me. I know that bridge pickups are supposed to be bright, but this thing is it's nasally bright. I mean, it's too shrill. But this pickup on here is really nice. Again, this is the King. Now the bad thing about this is another wrestle job on the setup, and it reminded me quite a bit of the wrestle jobs I had with Kozak guitars and with Zue guitars, and by extension Starshine. So if you get one of these, it's a cool, unique sort of offset tele, and I really like the body, as I said on the first video. So this very natural dark wood finish with the black pick guard. The thing that gave me trouble was the neck. It needed a little bit of fretwork and a little bit of adjustment with the action and the truss rod, getting it just right. Yeah, so I really had to kind of wrestle with it for a little while. And it just kind of reminded me of the jobs I used to buy a lot of those Kozak guitars when I first started this channel. And I quit buying them because the setups are just horrendous. I mean, most of them you can fix up, but some of them are never quite right, so I just stopped buying them. And I've had a similar experience a little bit with the Zue guitars I've had recently. Really nice looking guitars, but just have been a bit of a pain in setting up. And this one, I think it's pretty good. It does have one spot, and I've gone through and I had to shave down 3 frets. There were three high frets on this. I think it's that one. There's still a little bit of a spot there, particularly without the distortion on it. Doesn't sound too bad with the distortion, because the neck is ever so slightly humped. So I have to level 3 frets to get it to play without buzzing. That's after playing around with the action and the curvature of the neck, the relief in the neck. Now, I couldn't get this guitar super low action. The neck just won't let me get it down that far. I think I've got it down to about 3, maybe 3.5 millimeters, and it sounds pretty good. And this is just with the strings that came on it, which I think are 10s. I might put like 8s or 9s on this and see how that goes. See if it's a bit more forgiving. The action's not bad at all. It's just that if you wanted to get something like this and have a hot rod the neck and make it a shredder guitar, you kind of need a straight neck. You need a neck that will give you that low action. And with some of these budget guitars, the necks are just a little kinky, and you can't quite get it down to that 2 millimeter mark. Not all of you like low action, so if you are between 3 and 4 for the low E, on the 12th fret, this would be fine. You could dial this in. But for those of you who want a shred neck, you kind of need to buy a guitar with a straight neck, put the minimal amount of relief in it, and all the frets are super level, and you don't have any kinks or humps in the neck. That's kind of what you need for that kind of playing action. With some of these budget guitars, not all of them, just some of them, the neck won't give you that kind of low action. You just have to go a little bit higher. You can only go with what the neck gives you. There are things you can do. You could lower certain frets that are high. You could even do a full fret level. It's worth it to you if you wanted to have a super straight neck with level frets. It's time consuming. It's not that tough of a job. I've done it many times, but you'd have to put that kind of work in it to get a super low action. And this one, when I sight the neck, it's pretty good right now. It's pretty straight actually, but it does have a slight kink right here on the bass side as it joins the body, and the treble side is pretty straight, so it's just on the bass side, so it affects certain frets on the bass side, or it did. I've got it out of there now. The other thing about this guitar is it's a bolt-on, so you could buy it and swap the neck out as well. It looks like a fairly standard 4-bolt neck. This one fits in the pocket really nice. They've done a really nice job with that. It's very clean looking the way it sits in the pocket. So I'm just giving you the full details on this because I know this will interest some of you. This King guitar, you can get it from eBay, from either Senior or Cottney Joe are the two sellers. They sell Cozart guitars and they sell these King guitars. There's the headstock. So I'm bringing it back, played it a little bit for you. I actually think this is a Richlight fretboard. It says rosewood, but I think it's actually Richlight. I'm pretty sure. It looks like it to me anyway. It's sort of like that Zoo-Way I had with the Richlight board. I mean, it's nice. It's a nice guitar. It just needed some finicky setup, which I know a lot of you can do, but there may be some among you that you'd like to know this, so you don't buy something that you're going to have to take to a shop or a luthier, or you're going to be stuck with something that is perhaps beyond your skill level to fix. So I would say with some of these brands like the IYV guitars that I've got recently, I can get the action really low on those because the necks seem to be pretty good. And sometimes with the Groats and the Fireflies you can get it fairly low. Sometimes you have to go a little bit higher because the neck is not quite straight and the frets aren't quite good enough. So it kind of goes from not only from brand to brand but also from model to model. I mean, sometimes I get budget guitars that are absolutely perfect. The necks are dead straight, no high frets, no humpage or twistage or anything like that with the necks. And then you'll get the same brand and model of another one, and you'll be fighting it because it has issues. So you kind of have to expect that with these, $100, $200, even $300 guitars these days. But if you can do the work and you're willing to take the risk, there's some high rewards, and then there's some, you don't quite win the battle with. But this one's somewhere in the middle. I got it playing. It plays pretty well. It's not quite as good as I hoped it would be, but it's not as bad as I feared it would be. So I consider it, pretty average for this investment. These go for about $180 on eBay. But I told you to come back and give you a bit more detail on this after the setup, because I knew when I was playing it in that introductory video that I would have some things to do on it. And I wanted to report back. Since this is so unique, I wanted to give good information. You might order one and it might be perfect. You might order one and it might have some of the same issues, and you'll need to set it up. So just be aware of that. Anyway, this is the King. I think they call it Offset Tele on the listing on eBay. Again, it only has the 3-barrel saddles, so you're intoning 2 strings per barrel. All right, folks. See you on the next one.